Hello everybody, happy solstice and welcome back to Elderberry Sprout. Today I want to share with you this new project I made that I'm planning on working on through this winter time. So I've been making this really huge journal that essentially it'll fit 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper in it. And I'm going to be using this as my vision book. So this is what I'm going to be focusing on in the year to come. It's kind of like a vision board, but it's a book of vision. So the cool thing about the word vision is that it's associated with having divination type vision, so like seeing into the future, but also it is associated with just the way you see the world, like your own personal vision of like how you see things. So I like the dual nature of the term vision and how it can be easily transforming the future into the present tense. So I think that helps with manifesting. So anyway, something else that helps with manifesting is this yoni shape on the front. So something I'm going to be focusing on for the year to come is me being my witchy self, doing my witchy stuff, and not caring who sees. So just being unabashedly myself. This is originally a whole bunch of cardboard that I glued together and made into this book. This pink fabric was a scarf that I had thrifted. I put a little layer of lace along the edge here. This was, what was this? Oh, this was a t-shirt that I really liked the color of. And I've also did a PVA layer of glue over the top of it to kind of suction it all together. But here's the spine. It's got some little decals that I pressed on there. There's this one, it says vision on there, vision. And I use Johanna Klau, I think is how you say her last name. I used her inspiration for leaving this little empty space in the center of how I bound this. So I really like having that little empty space there. Some of my pages are falling out already. I haven't glued them down yet. And here's the back of it. I like using these little scallops. I think that's kind of fun. And it matches the edge of the lace that I have on here. I also have two bookmarks that are pieces of lace. This one is a beautiful dark or like a light green velvet lace. And then this one is a kind of an eyelid-y lace. It's light pink colored. And once again, going with me diving into myself, I want to use the colors that I associate with me, which are pink and green. So that's what we have on here. And brown for grounding. So first of all, I have a little clip that's holding a couple things in there. So, ooh, let's get in frame here. Okay, so I've got this page here, which I haven't glued in yet, but starting off, I used a whole bunch of scrapbook paper for the front and back. And I have some wallpaper that I made in two pockets, and the pink I think matches really well. This is the same pattern, but like an offcut of it. And this book has, let's see, 7 signatures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 signatures and about 10 pages per signature, and a big old chunky spine. So in the past, I have made spines that are chunky, but they had more paper in them. And I know that this is essentially going to be a big glue book for me to put all of the things I want into it. So it's going to get pretty chunky. So I left some room for it to grow. And if I need to remove pages as I go, I'll do that. But, I said these cover pages for each signature. I got a couple of my pages falling out again. The cover pages for my signatures are hand-dyed paper that I have done, and I used offcuts of scrapbooking paper to kind of join them together so that I can make them into one piece of paper. And I haven't really done an introductory page here yet, but it's just gonna be my book of vision, or my vision book, something to that effect. And one of the things I'm going to be doing a lot in here is visions of the house that I want to live in. I want it to be eco-friendly, and this one's supposed to go here, and sustainable. So I have some vintage magazine clippings of geodesic domes and like this little solar greenhouse you can put on the side of your house. So those are going to go in my brown, like grounding the home that I live in signature. The pink one, don't know what that's going to be for yet. Probably how I'm going to choose to embody my own personal energy in the world. So I'll probably focus on the energy of grace a lot in this section. This purple section, don't know what I'll do with it yet. Maybe crafts, the things that excite me. Then brown, I started in this one a little bit, so I'll give you some peeks into what I have going here. Oh, and this white paper was paper that I had gotten at a thrift store, but it was just extra large paper, so I was able to actually fold it. I'm sure there's a term for the exact size of paper that it is, but it's 8.5 by 11 times 2, so I guess it's 11 by 8 plus 8, 16, so 17 by 11. So you just fold it in half. And that's what I did. Didn't trim any off. But here we've got some of my beginning vision board pages here. Just a lot of like old style farmhouse energy going on. But I want to integrate it, like I was saying, with these more sustainable building options. And oh, I already have a whole bunch of clippings I want to add in here. But I also want to have a the energy of like bohemian, or more of a magical energy to this. So it would be like this, but instead of this lamp, it would be like a chandelier that's draped in pom-poms or something like that. A little bit more whimsy added to this. So I think, is that the only page I glued in there? I think so. But yeah, that's the signature I'm starting on for today. Then I have this green signature. And I used doilies to glue these pages together. You can see this page I had ripped when I was actually doing the dyeing process, because I was just kind of, you know, just going along, doing it kind of sloppily, and I ripped one of the pages, so I just taped that back together. And I did not put the bookmarks in the way that I should have, or I could have, I suppose. So instead, I just glued them into the center page and put little brads there, so that they can be used on each side of I guess the center of the book. So this one will be for the front, and then the green one will be for the back. And because this is velvet on only one side, I made sure that the velvet side was facing out. So when the book is closed and I'm seeing the front of it, the velvet side is what I can see and touch, because it's so luxurious. But I just used a couple little pieces of extra, I guess, paper as the hinges there for that signature. Another pink signature with little hinges. And here's a brown signature I have. Some of you might recognize this wrapping paper as a hinge here. And this is one that I'm going to be keeping personal. Something I want to manifest for myself that I'm not ready to share. So there's that signature. And to make these little toggles, I just use a piece of lace and a couple of, I guess, discs of manila envelope. And I colored this one brown, left that one normal. And then, yeah, can just loop it around when I'm ready to close it up. Little things like this I find super useful just to mentally segment things. So whatever I put in here is going to be just for me. And it's not even a matter of somebody finding it and like looking through it. It's really just to like segment it in my brain. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is the place where I'm safe to fully express things that maybe I don't want to share online. So there's that one. They got this green paper, which is also dyed. Most of these, even this one's dyed. Yeah. Are all of them dyed? I don't think this, okay, the first brown one. This is just normal construction paper, but this is construction paper that I think was dyed orange or dyed, I think it might have been orange paper that was dyed brown. And this one is just brown paper. Well, on camera it looks a little bit more green, but I promise this is brown. Then green construction paper there, once again with just an offcut as the hinge. You can kind of see that along there. And there's the back. I love how this book turned out so much. I spent a long time making it. So much so that I didn't really want to share it. Also, because I've been going through so many changes through moving and everything, I wanted to really set some time aside to make a book that I could focus on myself while making. So I could find the things that I liked that I've saved up over the years and put them all in one book. So that's like why I used this piece of artwork here. And yeah, I'm just really happy with how it turned out. It's so fun. There's so many cool like papers, even without me really getting into it too much. There's some cool texture going on already, so I'm super stoked to get working on this. The reason I wanted to share this video with you today is because it's the solstice, and now is a great time to really embody and focus on the energy that you want to draw in for the year to come. I've been really feeling this energy that like today should be used to focus on what you not only want to embody, but what you want to like help generate and help foster in the new earth. So something that I've been really thinking a lot about is the concept of community and how there hasn't been a lot of tangible community. I was talking to my parents not too long ago about how neighbors used to just run over to their neighbor's house to grab an egg or a cup of flour if they were baking something and they didn't want to go to the grocery store. And that's something that is so far from the experience of life that I've had that I think it's fascinating that through the use of Amazon and just like impatience and immediacy and I don't know delivery systems, there's less human interaction and less vulnerability really on a day-to-day basis between people. And that's something I want to be more honest about in my life, is when I'm being vulnerable, I want to be truthful, and I want to kind of make that bridge in community by being vulnerable and even asking for help if I need it, because that's a great way to foster a bridge between two people. I mean, of course, you don't want to constantly ask for help because then the relationship will be one-sided, but being the brave person who's willing to ask for help in the first place, I think is a great way to start relationships. And then, of course, make it, back and forth. But it takes a lot of bravery to forge those connections, and that's something I want to really focus on in 2024. Anyway, I want to hear about you guys. What do you want to see in the new earth? What do you want to foster in 2024? What are the energies that you're working with that you really want to cleanse out of your system? And what do you want to bring in instead? And how are you going to focus on those things? For me, I want to have this big book open when I wake up. So when I get out of bed, I see the book open on like my nightstand. So this is definitely going to be a tool for manifesting for me. Do you guys have a system for manifesting new things that you want to focus on in your life? If you do, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear how your systems are working for you. Anyway, I hope this gave you some inspiration about one way that you can help manifest things in your life. And I hope you guys have a magical solstice. Thank you so much for watching. Have a magical day. Bye.